Hello, I'm Daryl Sam. I've been a home inspector in British Columbia for over 10 years. So when you're walking up to a house and looking at the exterior of the home, there are several different types of foundational cracks that you will see. The first and more severe is a horizontal crack going along above the dirt level. And what that is usually from is unstable soils and or hydraulic a load against the water against that foundation wall pushing inwards. Those are normally the most difficult foundation cracks to repair. The second more severe cracking would be in a block foundation, a concrete block foundation. It does not hide cracks very well or settlements very well, so you'll get like a step cracking on those. Those are also somewhat difficult to repair. Some of those cracks, however, originated from the first couple of years of construction, and they're no longer moving. So what you can do is you can seal those cracks and just monitor for future movement. The next crack would be a vertical crack, and what you'll want to do is you'll want to look at both ends of that crack if you can see it. If one end is quite a bit wider than the other, almost like a V formation, then that is more of a settlement crack as well. That means there was some movement at one point. And sometimes it's really difficult to tell if that is still moving or not. So again, the best you can do is either measure the distance in the cracks and check a year later to see if that's wider, and or seal it and monitor for future movement. The other type of cracking is called differential cracks, and they're angled, and they're a bit of like a 45-degree angle. They're kind of like vertical cracking, where you'll get wider at the top than the bottom. However, a differential crack, you need to have at least two cracks, one at one part of the foundation and one at the other part. And that's because one part of the house is moving separately than the other. Those require quite a bit more work to fix those. And then the last kind of cracking would be shrinkage cracks or spider cracks. And what those are is those are all on every foundation wall that I've ever inspected. And that's because the concrete was a little bit wetter when it was poured. And as it dries, the surface gets a little bit of cracking. So those are normal. Those you can seal and monitor as well. 80 to 90% of the cracks that we find in foundations are normally previous movement, and it's not an issue. So it's usually only about 10 or 15% that require severe repair.